Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, we're about 10 days out of Thanksgiving, which means we're about 10 days out of the point where we're going to have to start thinking about Christmas and getting set up for the holidays. Because I usually begin setting up my Christmas stuff outside at least on Thanksgiving weekend. And so I got to start getting ready for that. But I got one little problem. I got a little piece of Halloween I got to resolve first. This guy's been a part of my Halloween display for, I don't know, probably 15 years. This guy would hang on the front of my house, and what I would do is, a week or two before Halloween, this guy would end up on the front of the house, and that was kind of my warning to the neighbors, like, okay, here we go, I'm doing Halloween again this year. And he came with me to Texas, and he's been part of my Halloween display every year here. And he still looks really, really awesome. But this year when I tried to use him, when I tried pulling him up in the tree, I actually ended up pulling his head off. Let me show you what happened. This is the back of my little friend here, and kind of what it looks like they did is they molded some like foam rubber or something into the shape of the head that you see in the front, and then it looks like they dipped it with some sort of coating here and then painted on it. But they had to attach the arms and the whole rest of the thing, and so what they did is they put this metal rod in here that went around. That was the frame, and that thing is welded to the rest of it, and it is attached to this foam head thing. Well, the problem is when I started pulling them up in the tree, the foam head disconnected from the frame. Now, I've already spent some time and fixed this. I just kind of went crazy with a hot glue gun and kind of went all the way around and glued it, and it seems to be pretty solid. I've also made another modification to this thing. I've given him eyes. He had eyes actually when I first got him, but they weren't very, very bright. But I found some super bright LEDs and installed those in there to kind of update him. And he looks really cool with his eyes lit up. And I think he's looking pretty good now. The face still looks amazing, especially from a distance. But he's got a lot of battle damage. He's really worn here. That material, like I said, that they soaked the foam in, it's obviously, and then painted on top of it, it's dried out and cracked. And there's a lot of parts of the hat here that are in really bad shape. Like I said, I'm fairly happy with the face. There's a little bit of damage on the face right there, but that doesn't look as bad, for instance, as a hat. And so before I put this guy away for the year, so he can make his triumphant return next year, I want to try and do something and see if I can fix this and make this look good. And the truth is, this guy probably only has a couple more years, so this is going to be a Band-Aid, not much else. So the first thing I want to do is kind of try and patch the damage here. And honestly, I just kind of decided I was going to use some masking tape and just kind of tape up around here and kind of get everything back to the point where it's the shape of the foam here and kind of holding itself together. And then we're going to spray paint over that and try and match the hat as close as possible. So I just came back from Home Depot and found this designer spray paint that seems like it's almost the perfect color for the hat. So yeah, his hat's about to get an upgrade to artesian sand. Isn't that nice? All right, a little time has gone by and I think I got him patched up pretty well. But I've discovered another problem I'm going to have to work on before I paint him. And that's this. The string that holds on to him goes to this little pad thing, this little round thing, and basically the entire structure of the thing rests on this little thing that's connected to the top of the head. And it's starting to stretch and even tear a little bit here. So I'm going to have to rearrange how that works. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the string and attach it to this frame here. Yes, he'll hang back a little bit, but that'll be kind of cool anyway, because then he'll be looking down more at people. And so I'm going to do that, and we'll continue on with this. Never know what kind of wildlife is going to be hanging out in your yard. I just looked out the window and I saw this guy. It's like, whoa, check that out. Aren't you pretty? Pretty tame too. I mean, I'm 20 feet away from it. Probably 15 feet away from it. I think we're just gonna hang out here. Never had wildlife like this hang out in my yard in California. It's just another reason why I love this place. I'm not sure exactly what species it is, but I'll look it up before I edit this together. And there we go. Now he's up there. All right, it's the next day. I got up this morning and came out and looked at this guy, and a lot of the masking tape was starting to peel away already. And it's like, well, that's not going to last very well. So I pulled off all the masking tape and replaced it with this Gorilla tape here. This is like really high sticky, high quality duct tape, and you get it all peeled on there. You get it, and it's very strong and it's very sticky, and it'll hold here forever. In fact, this isn't the first time I used Gorilla tape to fix this. I had to repair the connection with the string at one point, probably 10 or 15 years ago. And what I did to add the strength to the system was a lot of the Gorilla tape, which I pulled off this time when I relocated the string this time. So, you know, that held the weight of the whole thing for 10, 15 years. So this will take care of this. I had originally thought about doing the Gorilla tape. I was just concerned that it might not hold the paint as well. But I had no real choice. The masking tape wasn't going to do it, and that would have started peeling off within minutes of me putting that thing up. So this should work better, and next step now is I got to repaint this. All right, I think our friend is looking a lot better. I'm really kind of happy how it turned out, because the brown paint looks pretty good, and still got a little bit of drying to do, so it's a little glossy there. He had kind of the black band around the hat, and I just decided to do that with some of the duct tape that I had, and just kind of use that. Like I said, he doesn't have to look really good from up close, because he's going to be up on a tree, but I think he'll look pretty horrific looking down on you from a distance. So this was time well spent. Now, I think part of the problem I have with this guy is that he originally came in this box, and every year I keep trying to cram him back in there, and I don't know, it never goes back in the box as well as it came out initially. So I think he's going to maybe retire from the box, and maybe we'll just bag his head and fold his arms and kind of put everything in trash bags, and he'll just kind of live outside the bag here, because I think that's what the problem was. I was constantly pushing down on the head to get him all the way in there, and I think that was what was cracking the hat. So, like I said, we're going to take a different approach to this and get him back over to the storage locker for next year. But I think he'll be ready to go. And by the way, I just wanted you to let you see him with his eyes glowing here. I thought that looked really effective, and it looks really great up in the tree. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it. I'm gonna have to probably put a battery in there or something. Right now, I'm just using a 12-volt power supply that I have that plugs into him. But you know, I could put a battery up here if I had to, and plug into the leads there and light those eyes up for a whole night, and they'll be good to go, I think. So. You know, I know those little square lantern batteries that they have, those are like 6 volts, aren't they, I think? I bet you I could put 2 of those in series with each other and get 12 volts out of it to light this thing up. And I think that would do very well. So anyway, there we go. Let's get this guy back into the storage locker, because it's time to start bringing over Christmas. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Skipping the Mouse. Boo.